Welcome, Bob Burdikin here from New Wave Therapy, and it is so good to see you here again. And what I want to explain is, before we get into this episode of the best kept secrets and supplements, is that it is a continuation of a previous episode where we talked about what was known as the Symptom Survey. I believe it was one or two episodes prior to this one. Well, anyway, in the previous episode on the Symptom Survey, Dan explained all about the Symptom Survey, how it works, how he uses it in his clinic, and the results that he gets out of it. Well, we got to talking afterwards and decided that what we needed to get done was to actually complete a Symptom Survey and have him treat it like a new client coming into his clinic. Hey, better yet, we decided that both myself and my wife Bertha needed to both fill out a symptom survey and have Dan go over the results in an episode. So that's today's episode, and I do hope that you enjoy it. Thanks for coming by. So anyway, hi Dan, how you doing today?
I'm doing exceptional. It's great to be on with both you and Bertha today. Hi, Bertha.
Yeah. Well, we went ahead and we filled out some system surveys on each of us, and we sent them off to Dan, and we're going to show you how this whole situation works, what you get back, how Dan goes through it, what he determines. It gives you the first foothold into your pathway into much better health. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I'm excited about sharing this with you. I find it interesting, and this is the first page of the survey, and I don't know how the recording is going to grab this or
it's looking pretty good. Yeah,
looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is Bertha's. We'll start with Bertha's, and one of the things that we try to pay close attention to is right here. There's a survey score, okay, and then there's group scores. Okay. Now, under the survey score, the higher the number, the better. That just means that there's not a lot of red lights going off on the dashboard, so to speak, in terms of symptoms. Best out of 1,000, that's the top score. Bertha's came in at 516, where Bob's came in at 931. So there's a little bit of difference there in terms of stress. Yeah, right. Now, under Bertha's, I always look for the top 4 areas of stress. So what happens is, from the different group scores, you'll see that the lower the number, the better under the group score. And we see one here that really shows up as aggressive. Group 5, which is liver, okay? That really showed up. Then it calms down quite a bit and gets into some of the digestive processes, gets into some of the like thyroid area, maybe adrenal, okay? And these 4 pages, which you will get a copy of, we'll get it sent back to you, but these 4 pages give you a compressed view of the top 4 areas that really do need some attention, okay? From a nutritional therapy standpoint and herbal therapy standpoint. So liver was page 1. This is all, and here's where modern medicine and traditional care kind of part ways, okay? Modern medicine says that, well, Bertha, if you have dry skin, then you need to see the dermatologist. But if you have, if your stools are light in color, then we need to get you to the GI guy so we can do a stool sample, find out why. But if you're having weird dreams at night, well, then now we need to do a sleep study, okay? Because that's a totally different thing going on here. But if you're having discomfort between the shoulder blades, well, now we'll write you a script for the physical therapist. You can go over there and see them twice a week for the next 6 months, right? And so modern medicine suggests to people that all of these things are standalone concerns that need a speciality of attention. As a group, there are indications that right here is what needs the attention: liver and biliary function. So the nutritional support that is used to support liver and gallbladder as it relates to the body's ability to detoxify, to have good hormonal balance, metabolic function, structural integrity, can all be affected in the liver. So these aren't really the problem. These are the indicators that this needs the right support. There's 4 pages of it. Next is sugar handling, the energy issues and concerns, right? The feeling hungry between meals, the craving sweets throughout the day, the eating when nervous or irritable if you miss meals. That's your body's outcry that says, I'm not utilizing the fuel properly. Let's get the right fuel in place and the right way to break them down. And so, earlier you and I were talking, Bob, and you mentioned that Bertha really tested well for the super enzymes plus, which makes total sense. I would also suggest retesting with the super enzymes on her. I would test the enzymes as well, but at bedtime only.
Okay.
So that really helps her metabolism as she, through the night, cleans some things up. It helps the detoxification process, and maybe find over a week, 10 days of doing that, see if you don't find less hunger in between those meals. Thirdly, we got hypothyroid, a little sluggish in the thyroid. As we all know, the thyroid function really amplifies metabolism. It influences your body's ability to break down proteins and fats. It can also have effect on the heart. One of the things that modern medicine does wisely is if somebody has a passing out situation or a lot of vertigo, they'll check thyroid markers to see if the thyroid is affecting the heart. And then obviously the hair loss issues and things like that are strongly indicated with thyroid. The last one, this is kind of interesting, and this is one of the reasons I love the survey, for just a snapshot evaluation, but yet it gives us a lot of detail on where the stress is and what support needs to be looked at to correct it. And this one is on page 3 for Bertha's report. Yeah, page 3. And it's the parasympathetic side of the nervous system that shows up. Parasympathetic is in relationship to heart rate, to breathing, to secretions, different fluid secretions from the liver and the adrenals and the thyroid. Okay, so it's working behind the scenes to help your body restore, rebuild, and repair. Okay, and yours is a little bit challenged. So when we think about things like that, we think about liver gallbladder. Okay, from the Country Doctor Herbals line, we think about maybe doing a detox for 5 or 6 days once a month or every other month for about a quarter, just to really, let's reset the liver and liver performance. Either superfood or B complex 100, 1 to 2 a day, one at breakfast, one at lunch of the B complex 100, or the superfood, and you can work up on that. Like, don't start off at 2 tablespoons. Okay.
Oh, I'm already up there.
She has a shake every day.
Perfect. Yeah, I just throw it in water.
And I'm already up to 2 tablespoons.
Perfect.
I started off with 1 teaspoon.
Bob, I want you to check her on one of 2 things and see which one she really responds to. I'll be surprised if she doesn't respond to at least one of these. The HPBF&C, bone, flesh, and cartilage, or the skin, hair, and nails.
Okay.
Because she's showing signs of needing some additional organic minerals, which will support thyroid, support liver, support the parasympathetic for healing, and any of the structural issues like the structural in the back, or the little discomfort between the shoulder blades, the hair loss, big issue with hair loss, sleep patterns, waking up feeling a little more rested. Those are really the top 3 things: some mineral support, some definite liver support. I know you've already handled wisely the digestive support with the super enzymes. I would just think about maybe enzymes a little bit away from food, just to see how that responds. And then lastly, the BF&C or the skin, hair, and nails should not need both.
Right.
And those can be added right into the superfood.
Okay.
So what I'm finding is these 3 and 4 product programs, but they're specific for addressing 80% of the survey stress that showed up. And when we keep it that way and keep it that simple, they're just really, really great responses.
Okay. They if you could put all those tinctures in her shake then.
You bet.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Now, should we pick on you, sir?
Sure, go ahead. I've got broad shoulders. I was a farrier for over 50 years, remember?
Yeah.
Everything is the farrier's fault.
Here is Bob's outline.
Okay.
Notice here a wonderful survey score, 931. The closer to 1,000, the better.
We're running out of time.
So really, overall, a very good baseline of support. Your number one area of stress is parasympathetic. The healing tone for you is the number one area. And let's see. Bear with me one moment. I know we're getting this recorded, but here it is. So I just want to make certain that we're looking at a little bit different type of support, and that we want to start off with the parasympathetic. So with you, we think of the superfood. We think of the BF&C or skin, hair, and nails. Again, I would get you checked on that as well. Maybe
grow
some
more hair.
massage it
Hmm.
in. Healing tone, and then adrenals. So endocrine. Think endocrine
Okay.
or male. Okay. Formula.
I'm
BE.
taking male. I've always been weak in endocrine and that anyway.
Yeah. But your overall health score, I mean, if all we had to go by, and this is what's beautiful about sharing this with your audience,
Yeah.
if all we had to go by with just this quick system survey, they can submit it right to you. We do a quick write-up, and we can come up with 2 or 3 quality recommendations that I'm confident that when they follow through on those 2 or 3 recommendations,
Right.
give it 5 to 7 days minimum, in some cases 60 to 90 days long term, to help the body restore, rebuild, and repair by taking these certain categories, these certain groups, and taking them out of stress.
Yeah.
Because we're actually giving the body the replacement nutrients, phytochemicals that it actually needs.
Okay.
And lastly, for you, Bob,
Yes.
category 1, superfood. Category 2 would be skin, hair, nails, BF&C, endocrine. The last one for you that you need to consider is HP heart.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm on CoQ10 as well, so.
I'm sorry?
I'm on CoQ10 as well, so.
Perfect. Yeah. You might want to consider adding in, the HP heart factors
Right.
here and there, or the male. But we just need to be just kind of strengthen and support the male endocrine system in you a little bit more. And I think you'll find that 2 or 3 little adjustments make a noticeable difference.
I'm on the B complex. I'm on male. I'm
Perfect.
on prostate.
Okay.
And then we add the others in, and that should do it, huh?
Yeah, I think then when we think about that, we think superfood and or. Okay.
Right.
You might check this.
We will.
BFC, bone, flesh, and cartilage, or skin, hair, nails, and then the heart.
Right.
And I think that right there is just kind of a little refinement to your program based on the stress patterns that came through on the survey. I think you're going to find a very nice response to that in a pretty short period of time.
Still not all that bad for 73 though, right?
You know what? Let me tell you something. This is no exaggeration, and I know that you don't need me to stroke your ego, but
I do that enough.
Well, yours is fully grown. 931, 931 on this survey score.
Yeah.
I have people that work between 1 and 3 years to get a score that high.
Okay. Well,
You're
I've been on the
essentially-
products 20 years. You know that.
Yeah, I know. You've got a big jump on most people.
Right.
But I know people that work a long time to get that number. They come in at 73. That number is 2, 3, maybe 400 out of 1,000. The survey sheet is lit up like a pinball machine. It's just
okay.
And when I look at yours, when we look at yours right here, it's not. Why do I have two Berthas? Interesting.
Yeah, VA has a problem with me because I won't sit down to their system.
Yeah. Notice in group 1, nothing.
Right.
A couple of items, group 2, 1, group 3, a couple, 3 or 4 in group 4. So you have very, very minor stress patterns over several different areas, yes, but they're very minor. And I normally, when I have the front office highlight this thing, all it is a sea of yellow. So yeah, that's very good. I mean, that's a testimony to the fact that your habits and using the right protocol, which you've been doing, like you said, for 20 years, is really paying off later in life. And that's the goal.
Plus, my wife feeds me all the right things.
And your wife understands the colors of the rainbow and staying away from the garbage foods. Yeah. So fascinating. That's really, really good. A couple of adjustments.
Okay. Well, that's very enlightening. I think we did really good. I'm just happy to hear that, I know Bertha was really worried about the things that have been bothering her. And, this will probably take a lot of weight off her shoulders. We can do a few things to hopefully get her even into a much stronger situation. And just like we said in the other episode, we're going to go ahead and do this again in 6 weeks.
Yes. Well, I want to see, especially on Bertha's, your adjustment, Bob, is going to be just like little increments, okay? Yep. Noticeable, but minor. Where with Bertha, we want to see her go from, that 513 range. I'd like to see her in the next 6 weeks to push maybe 650, 700. So kind of a noticeable shift, maybe not perfect, but a noticeable shift in stress reduction and how her body's performing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that pretty well covers it, right, Dan?
I'm excited that we got to go through this. I think our next discussion is going to start breaking down the dirty half dozen. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's what we were supposed to do. I think we should just move right on to that. So I'm going to ask people to keep doing what they've been doing. Support us, share, tell their friends, do whatever it takes to just get more and more people and getting more and more people educated as to how they can really take care of themselves correctly. So until next week, when Dan and I will share with you the best kept secrets in supplements. So
in that too. Yeah.
Bye, Dr. Dan.
Say goodnight, Dan.
Bye, Bertha. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.